Hello there, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Super Cast Brothers, the only Super Smash Brothers themed podcast that I'm on. Yep, it's true. I haven't yet found a different one to take me. No, it turns out nobody else wants me but Jonno here, so I'm still here, trying to leave
Whoa,
someday.
that was interesting. I was setting my headphones up, so I came in, like the audio turned on, and the first thing I heard was, "Nobody wants me but Jonno."
I mean,
I was like,
it's sadly true. You know when you
I
go
was like,
job
okay.
hunting because you hate your job and then nobody else wants you? It's the same thing.
Oh, sure, yeah,
I
we've
can't
all been
find
there.
any other podcast to take me.
Make one with Way Off Trail, the Select Start
God,
cast.
no. God, no. Fuck, no. Jesus Christ, no.
Guess you
Ah,
already do enough. Your heart is already full of Mike.
yeah.
Select Start Gaming at the YouTube.com. Check it out.
Anyways, welcome to season 5, everyone. Well, I say welcome. This is really the second episode of it. Sorry, I
That you
had to
weren't here for.
miss. Yeah, I had
Yeah.
an emergency come up. I couldn't make it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I got you the stuff that you need to make it to run. I made sure you were going to get everything taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
So I presume it all went fine. You got somebody to replace me for the episode.
It was a really great time. We sure missed you. Speaking of people that make my heart full,
Hmm.
but yeah, Waluigi was there. He chimed in from the Mushroom Kingdom.
What?
Yeah, you don't believe me? When that episode's out, actually it's out now. Go give it a listen. It's our debut, a wonderful interview with Waluigi.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean? Well, he's a video game character.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. But he came around. He was there. We live in the multiverse era now.
What?
Everybody has their own take on it. It was easy to find. Just one snap of the finger and a sling ring portal later.
All right.
You
So,
got you got computer access.
all right. So keep your secrets. What the fuck ever. You're telling me I have to show who you really got on for it.
Oh, there were a lot of there was a lot of discussion about Waluigi, his background in sports, his feet. It was a great time. It was a great time.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. It was a popular JavaScript game around the time Mario Tennis came out.
That's disgusting.
Take it up with him. We'll introduce you sometime soon.
I don't want to talk about people's feet.
No. Just talk about everything else. We love Waluigi. What a great guy.
I love when I try to keep things on a serious note and you try to hold some bullshit about, oh yeah, we had Waluigi on the pocket. Yeah, okay. Okay. Sure.
We did.
God, everything's a
Hey, it's more
fucking
believable
joke with you.
than Ben Affleck. But I mean, he submitted his application, but Waluigi came in instead.
I mean, at least you didn't say Tom Cruise.
Waluigi definitely came in before Tom Cruise.
Who would play Waluigi in a live action remake? Oh
Oh
God,
God.
I hate the answer that I came up with in my head. I don't want this anymore. I don't like this thought process anymore.
Uh-oh.
I thought of Will
Uh,
Ferrell.
Oh.
I don't like Will Ferrell. Sorry, Will Ferrell's family, if you're watching this. I'm not sorry to Will Ferrell if you're watching this. Just his family. I don't like the character you do in movies. I really don't. It annoys the piss out of me. Maybe you're
Oh
nice
my
as
God.
a person. I don't know, but your character is just, oh dear God. It's like if I had to actually live around Jonno for my life. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, every day we'll meet and record a professional podcast to a studio audience.
Not every day.
Part of the contract.
If it's
apparently.
every day, it's only going to be 20-minute episodes.
Yeah, it'll be syndicated. Maybe Charles Martinet will play Waluigi in a live action.
Nope.
Old Waluigi. Visit him in his shack
No, he's gonna be
years after retirement.
He's gonna be a Dark Knight version of Mario.
There you go.
Yeah.
That would be great. Daniel Day-Lewis as Waluigi.
Super Mario Beyond. He has to teach the next generation.
Just like Batman.
Yeah.
Good times.
The next generation.
Yeah, but
Chris
what?
Pratt.
Gosh.
Speaking of.
Wonderful. Speaking of.
I went to the store today.
Mm-hmm.
I got Spider-Man.
Great. Charles Martinet's in that game.
You thought it was gonna be Mario, didn't you?
Oh no, I wasn't expecting anything.
It's right here.
Oh crap! There you go.
And apparently,
Very nice.
If you buy it at Target, you also get this thing, which I wasn't expecting.
A shadow box? Is that what that is?
I had literally never heard those two words together in my life before. And I was like, yeah, you get a shadow box bag. And it was like, I don't know what that is, but okay.
You can put your makeup in there, valuables,
Why would I do that when it's got
prized
Mario
watch from your
in there?
grandfather.
I don't have a prized watch from my grandfather.
Your signed Waluigi amiibo from Charles.
He wouldn't fit.
Oh, no, not Charles himself. The amiibo.
He wouldn't fit either.
Oh well.
Also,
yeah.
Also, I got one other thing.
Oh boy. Spider-Man 2. That's pretty exciting too. Not Tobey Maguire's movie, but the new game.
I mean, the Spider-Man 2, the movie was pretty good.
Yeah, that was also good. Yes.
Now, Amazing Spider-Man 2
was
it
horrible.
had a good
It was
video game
horrible.
movie. Or that's Spider-Man 3. That was Spider-Man 3.
Mm-hmm. There are people who say The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was a good movie, and I do not trust those people.
I mean, it's a better movie than it is a Spider-Man movie.
I guess so. It suffered what DC movies often suffer from. There's like oh my gosh. Wow. Life-sized Cubone. That was at Target?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I saw it there.
Wait.
I was like, I'm buying this.
Nice. That's awesome.
This
Holy
one
crap.
I've had for years.
Mhm.
It's coming apart at the head. But then we saw this one today. I was like, all right, we're getting that.
Very nice. That's incredible. Like, what the fuck?
Yep.
Nice. It's like a birthday gift for yourself.
I mean, we're almost there. Actually,
That's what I'm saying.
Is this episode uploading?
It's uploading a few days after your birthday.
Ah,
actually.
shit!
So,
Happy
birthday! Yeah, Cubone loves you. Da 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 da
Anyone
da.
else did.
Da, 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 da. Shake your bones, it's your birthday. Shake your bones, it's your birthday. Yeah, something about your skull being from your mother. Cubone. Okay.
Okay. It's time for an episode, everyone.
Oh, fuck, that's right. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. Did you forget I hit record already?
Maybe.
Oh boy!
Woohoo!
Well,
Nice
on
haul.
that note,
Nice haul.
like always, season 5, we're still doing showcases because we do a lot of stuff off podcast and we want to show it off. That's really what it comes down to. Jonno, what's your first showcase tonight?
My first showcase, and I totally did not decide on my showcase items 2 minutes before starting this podcast today.
You're right.
Yeah. It's Titania.
From Fire Emblem?
Yes, she'll come in as an assist trophy and sweep down on her horse with her axe. Probably do a critical hit. No.
Oh,
From Star Fox.
that's not
And I'm not
both
sure if that's
Titania and Star
Titania or
Fox.
Titania.
Oh,
Titania, yeah. A desert planet in the Lilat system with very little sentient life. Beyond cacti.
like
Kind of
there,
like
like as in
Arizona.
there's none, or there's like little people.
There's close to none. There are
Okay.
some. There are some. Um,
To
Andros
clarify,
used
by
it
little
as a
people, I
base
meant
for his
like
experiments.
ant-sized people.
Oh,
Is what I
I
meant. I realized after I said it's like, don't that was a mistake. But I meant
oh,
like
oh, I
the
know.
game Grounded or Honey I Shrunk the Kids. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
meant.
Mm-hmm. Flubber sized people.
Yes,
Little,
yes,
little, little.
flubber people.
Yes, I love Flubber.
Give me a flubber assist trophy or something.
Playable Flubber. We're gonna find a way to make that happen.
Don't do that one.
Titania. Because of Fire Emblem, I kind of mixed up. I don't remember what it's pronounced. Probably Titania in Star Fox. It's a desert planet with very little life that Andros uses as a base for his experiments. There's one game, I think it's Command, unfortunately, where you go back and fight like an apparition of Andros while yeah, it's interesting. But this is based off of the original Star Fox or 64, their version of Titania.
I thought it was based off Star Fox Zero.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's based off Star Fox Zero's version of Titania.
Yeah. How do I know? Because when you were attempting to do your one a day for a year thing, I said, "Give me a Star Fox Zero stick." It's like, okay, here's Titania. It's like, okay.
That's right. That's right. July 22nd, 2022. Fuck if I remember that. Yes. From Star Fox Zero. So something good came of Star Fox Zero. It's called Content for the Smashtopia Wiki. So you have your various versions of fighting on a starship, primarily the Great Fox, in all of the Star Fox stages over 20 plus years of Smash. So here's one on a big landmaster. The majority of the fighting is performed on this landmaster as it maneuvers through Titania. So the overall suite. There's the Spider-Man disc being shown off by Zantok. Yes, Venom is right there. Yeah, so you're on the Landmaster. It's fairly substantially sized. There are a couple of extra platforms that'll pop up to the left and right of it, kind of like the Mute City SNES layout on the 3DS Smash. The Landmaster's cannon can be mounted at certain points during the battle, like the Landmaster's constantly maneuvering itself. It can turn left or right in a 180-degree scope to shoot falling debris as well with its cannon, rather, and sometimes it'll barrel roll as well. So it's not always wise to stay on the Landmaster, and it'll show cues if it's about to damage you with one of its attacks that it's shooting out at other things or maneuvering around them. But for the most part, you fight on Landmaster. You move through the stage, and at the very end, you encounter the Scrapworm boss from Star Fox Zero. And the Scrapworm is a worm that eats metal scraps on Titania's surface. It has glowing orbs on each segment of its body, so the Landmaster will shoot at it. Eventually, it'll defeat the Scrapworm by shooting all of its explodable parts. And then that's a beautiful box. Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Exciting times. I'm going to get into that this
we
week,
had
too.
instruction booklets.
Yeah, Yep. Lovely times. Lovely times. The days of Charles Martinet, you might say.
Yep.
You can also have your hand at taking out the Scrapworm, though. It'll writhe around the stage and smash itself forward, and you can attack its parts that are very clearly able to be destroyed. And if you do that, you'll be rewarded with a Scrapworm KO on the results screen, kind of like KOing Ridley in Smash 4.
Oh, so it's like an actual proper stage boss, you get a KO point?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So after you defeat the Scrapworm, the stage essentially resets and you go through it all over again. There you go. That's Titania.
So I have two comments.
Mm-hmm.
I have three comments. Is it
Mm-hmm.
Titania or is it Titania?
Oh, I don't remember. I was just thinking, oh, it's Star Fox. It has to be Titania, right? It sounds Star Foxy.
That's fair. I just think
Mm-hmm.
Titania because Queen of the Fairies.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Thought number two. I saw Beetlejuice for the first time recently, so you say scrapworm. All I can think of is the sandworm. That's all I got for that. And I
Old
mean,
time, yeah,
yeah,
good
I mean,
times.
it makes sense, having you fight on landmass first stage, considering it got fired in Ultimate. So got to give him a job doing something.
Yeah, precisely. Yes. Okay, onwards then. That's Titania, Ti- Titania,
Yep.
Titania, Tit-
Tiny
Titania.
Tina.
Are those one of the people that live on the planet that you're talking about?
No, she's from Borderlands. She's kind of
Oh,
psycho, and she really likes explosions.
oh, that's right. Yeah, that's her.
That's
I
Tiny.
forgot she got her own game.
Yeah, Tiny Tina's
It was
Wonderlands.
well reviewed. Mm-hmm. Speaking of a Wonderland.
Speaking of a Wonderland, it's time for my first showcase. It's not a Wonderland.
Oh,
It's actually a mountain
oh, cool.
of death. It's Death Mountain
Whoa.
from a variety of Zelda games.
Mm-hmm.
Most, maybe not most, a good handful of Zelda games. So the original, it was in Breath of the Wild. It's in Link Between Worlds and Twilight Princess, and I don't know how many others. Well, Tears of the Kingdom, obviously. I don't know how many others. Link to the Past would make sense because
Mm-hmm.
Link Between Worlds. Anyways, it's a fucking volcano, and you're fighting on it. So this stage, pretty simple. We've got here a nice little drawing on the video. Uh, it's you get that flat ground at the bottom that you can just run on. Then there's 5 rocky platforms along the volcano side that you can jump on top of. They're all relatively small, and they have like little rocky outcropping underneath them. But here's the problem. It's a volcano, right? That means
Oh yeah.
lava. So as you go on during the fight, lava could pour out from the top of the volcano and just start dripping down. And it'll go slow to start because you start to see it flow, but then it's just gonna speed up a little bit. It's gonna go from like a narrow start to like getting wider and wider as it goes down, and it can cover up some of those platforms or the already actual bottom of the stage. And I mean, naturally, you touch the lava, you're gonna get hurt. So don't do that. Don't get in the lava's way. That's just bad. You'll die. It's a thing. There's another
Mm-hmm.
hazard.
Metroid taught me that.
Yeah. Many things should have taught you that. There's also lava rocks that can appear out of the volcano. It'll
Mm-hmm.
shoot them out from the top, and then they fly up above the screen first, and then not long after that they'll fall back down. They break on impact to do damage and knock people away once they've been hit. Uh, that's Death Mountain though. Pretty simple stage, but uh, Zelda.
Effective.
Yeah, Zelda could have. There are so many places in the Zelda franchise that could work as a good stage, and considering Death Mountain is an iconic location from the beginning and has been in several games, I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
let's make Death Mountain. I can make an easy concept out of this.
Yeah, and it's interesting that this is kind of a catch-all Death Mountain. It looks like an amalgam of all the Death Mountains that have come along because it's been in damn near every Zelda game.
Yeah,
Um, and I like the way that it's set out. You're fighting on a proper volcano. The lava, speaking of Metroid, works very different than how it does in Brinstar or Norfair, trailing down the mountain. The lava rocks are a nice added touch, reminiscent of Breath of the Wild, and how you go through there. I also like how it's the home stage of Darunia on
hell
the
yeah,
Smashtopia wiki. I remember you doing that. That was an exciting moveset. So cool. Cool.
yeah.
Nice first addition to the showcase today.
Like visually speaking, I would presume that it takes more of its design from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, just because like that's the newest 3D Zelda. It's also the only
Mhm.
Zelda where I know what Death Mountain actually looks like.
Yeah.
Ah,
Hmm.
but Darunia, yeah, home stage for Darunia. I could have done like Daruk, but
Hmm.
I picked Darunia to be like my Goron representation because I had made Mifa my Zora representation. I was just like, all right, so here we got Breath of the Wild for the Zoras, we got Ocarina for the Goron, and Dorito look weird in Wind Waker, so I don't think I'm gonna do that.
That's yeah, that's interesting. I can see the point there. It's kind of like how Sakurai varied up the characters in Ultimate.
Yeah,
This is pretty
pretty much.
cool. Um, and otherwise, I know you totally would have went for Yunobo, right? Best Goron
No,
ever.
God, Tears of the Kingdom spoilers. Tears of the Kingdom spoilers. Just gonna say this right here, so skip forward like a minute if you don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
Yunobo sucks. I already didn't like him that much in Breath of the Wild, but he sucks even more in Tears of the Kingdom. And the people who I was watching play through the game, they did the Rito first. So I was like,
Hmm.
oh, so we're replacing Teba with Tulin. So are all of them gonna be replaced with a new character? Okay. And then we get to Yunobu and it's like, oh,
Not
still
quite.
you. Great.
Now
Wasn't
it's masked
happy.
Yunobo.
He
What a fun time.
sucks.
Mhm. Yeah, he's annoying. Mm,
Anyway,
he's annoying. I agree. Anyway, good times. Now on to something even less annoying, and that is the pro cycling bike.
the what?
Hmm. It's a bike that helps you cycle proly.
What?
You heard me. It's a racing bike, not a motorcycle, a bicycle. Um, 80. So let's just go through it. The item info has a lovely description. 80 teams, 260 races, and 700 stages. It's your job as the pro cycling manager to make sure that your sponsored bicyclist makes it out on top. That's right. It is a pro cycling manager bicycle branded by that game series. Been around since 2001 and has had an iteration essentially every year since through 2023. And it's also
Holy
the
shit.
the Passion Game series for a friend of ours. D loves bikes, and they love Pro Cycling Manager. So, in a nod to our buddy, we have the Pro Cycling Bike. When the Pro Cycling Bike appears, anyone can run up to it and decide to go for a ride. Press the standard attack button next to it, and you'll be on your way. So while riding this bike, characters' movesets will be altered to adapt to the bike itself. So they'll have a standard attack that normally amounts to a casual swipe forwards. Otherwise, you'll be running on the hopes of sheer momentum, baby. You'll be barreling and bouncing around on the bike to deal out melee damage. So turn in certain control inputs and perform some neat tricks, including a wheelie, midair flips, bar turns. See what you can do to damage opponents on your pro cycling bike. Pull off some tricks. The heavier the character, maybe the harder it'll do to do some of these tricks. The lighter the character too may offer some issues if they're a very light character. There's mechanics in there, like with Pro Cycling Manager itself, and a little bit of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater thrown in there. You can press shoulder buttons at any time to leap off of the bike. Leap off with enough momentum, and you can send it whirling into your foes. Ride it for too long though, and you'll pop a wheel, and not a wheelie, a wheel, and it'll break and fall into a million little pieces to throw around.
I see what you've done here.
Yeah,
I see what you've done here.
what have I done?
This is your revenge.
For what?
For me poo pooing all your ideas about having a mounted fighter.
It's just a tribute to a friend.
Mm hmm. Sure. Sure.
Hmm.
Friends. Because you have
Hmm.
those.
Yeah, like you.
Nope.
You are my friend.
Nope.
Yeah, you're right.
Absolutely not.
Even closer, we're brothers.
Dear God, no.
There's a vital organ that connects us from the side.
Ah,
We're connected in many ways. Yes.
no.
Yeah.
We're moving on. This is getting past the line of acceptability. No, I will fucking mute you. Stop.
Epona says
I
hello.
Nope, you're muted. Goodbye. I love that. Oh, that's the Streamlabs actually captures. It's got the mute. They can actually see because I'm recording this over Discord, so they can see it. That's fun for me. All right, so we got one more showcase. Now,
Although
the
Epona
past
wouldn't be a mounted character.
motherfucker.
Just kind of
The
because
last
Epona doesn't have anyone mounting her. Okay, anyway.
Shut the fuck up!
The last what?
The last 3 Smashtopia episodes we've done, not counting our finale, because we don't do showcases in that one, we have kind of had a bit of a theme for those last 3. Or was it last 2? It's a number. Because, you see, earlier this year, Nintendo made us very happy. They announced the remake of our dreams, of our childhood. One that we wished upon the stars to finally one day receive. And so we've done showcases in each of those episodes since then. Well, each of those Smashtopia since then. Of something from Super Mario RPG. Well, this is the final Smashtopia episode. Before the remake releases. And so it is finally time for me to do a showcase for Gino. I've been sitting on this for a while. Gino was one of the first 10 characters that I put on the Smashtopia wiki way back in late 2017. He might actually, was he posted in 2017 or was he 2018? No, yeah, yep, 2017, August 30th is when I made his moveset. And so there might be some things that I'll change whenever the game releases and I get to play through the new version. I might update some things. Who knows? We'll see. But for now, this is Gino as he was created in 2017. So for our entrance animation, you get that tiny little wooden puppet of Gino's just sitting on the stage, where a star sprite falls down from above and possesses the doll, transforming it into the more human-sized Gino. Our Kirby hat is Kirby wearing Gino's hat. What else would it be? Are you crazy? Of course it's that. For our up taunt, Gino will transform his fingertips just slightly, and Gino will fire out some harmless fireworks up into the air. Our down taunt, Gino will reach up into his cap just like when he's using an item in Super Mario RPG and pull out a jar of honey syrup. Once he does so, the familiar item use jingle from Super Mario RPG will play as several red sparkles fall down upon Gino. And for our side taunt, Gino will do a quick twirl like a ballerina dancer as with the stardust falling out from beneath his cape. You can just picture it happening. For our victory poses, our first one, Gino will jump up into the air with a Shoryuken-like motion, which will cause Gino to hit a hidden treasure box above him that suddenly becomes visible with a small super mushroom being seen inside of it. Our second victory pose, Gino will have his arms crossed and nod in victory towards the camera, mimicking his victory animation from Mario RPG. And then our final victory pose, a beam of white light will surround Gino as he rises into the air to return to the star world, stopping mid-air to pose with the camera. Like at the very end of the game. Now the moveset is pretty bog standard for a Gino moveset. 95% of Gino movesets for Smash look the exact same. But we do have our extra skills that we do with our characters for Smashtopia, so it's guaranteed to be a little different. So for our standard special, it's Jonno Beam. Jonno will transform one of his arms into a laser cannon, and he'll fire off a thin laser which damages opponents within about 2 Bowser's lengths away. This attack is how it works in its uncharged capacity, however. It can be charged up for up to 2 stronger variants of the laser beam, which increases the damage, knockback, width, and length of the attack. At maximum charge, this laser is about equivalent in size and distance to Robin's fully charged Thunder spell. So, not fucking bad. But that said, unlike Thoron, it does not have an electric effect, nor does it carry fighters along with the beam. So it's just they get hit, they get knocked away. They don't go all the way and just fucking get murdered.
Right.
And it's more like an actual solid beam, not just a projectile that goes in a beam.
Mm-hmm.
Our side special is Jonno Whirl, possibly Geno's most infamous attack. Jonno will grab out a disc of pure energy and throw it straight forwards. This attack does have a bit of an electrical effect to it, but the important thing to note is that the farther it travels, the more damage it deals once it hits an enemy. Unfortunately, the attack does not travel through enemies, so you can't hit multiple foes with it. However, holding the button down will allow you to angle the attack up and down, but you cannot turn around once you initiate the attack. Also, in case you're wondering, no, you cannot do 4 nines worth of damage with it, unlike how you can in Mario RPG. That's not workable in Smash. Holy hell no.
Mm-hmm.
Now, could I possibly work in a 1% chance at a crit? Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I have been thinking about, for next year, instead of doing a whole lot of new content to the wiki, looking back at the old shit to see if there's anything I want to change. So, who
That's
knows?
fair.
We talked about this actually in our Slippy episode, how Falco is due for a redo. And I think Dixie Kong we also mentioned in that episode. They both could use some touch-up.
Yeah.
Now, our up special, most movesets I've seen in Jonno have been Jonno Boost, and it's those little red arrows that give him a stat boost, except they just push him up into the air. That's never made any sense to me. But there's no other move for Jonno that makes sense. So what do? This is where we invent things. Our up special is Jonno Rocket. Jonno will quickly transform himself into the form of a rocket ship as he flies upwards into the sky. You have about the same speed as Rob's up special, but you have a very limited ability to adjust your flight path. So you can go vertically, no problem, but moving beyond that, yeah, you don't have a whole lot of control there. You can slightly tilt it left and right, but really that's it. Running into another player will also cause you to take a small amount of damage as the rocket does like a explosion kind of deal. So,
Right.
like you can hurt somebody else, but you'll also hurt yourself. Honestly, I don't know why I included that. Oh well. Our down special is Jonno Blast. Uncharged, Jonno will briefly raise his arms up to the sky to charge up some energy as a beam of color light flashes down straight in front of him, damaging anyone right there. Kind of like Pikachu's Thunder, except it's not centered on his body. The longer you charge up this attack, the more beams of colored energy will flash down around Jonno, up to a maximum of 5. They won't all flash directly onto Jonno and can go around him in an area about half the size of Palutena's Heavenly Light. This attack deals a small amount of knockback, but can hit high for damage if a player is hit by multiple blasts of light. And then our final smash is Jonno Flash. Jonno will jump into the foreground and transform into a cannon as a star-shaped reticle appears on the screen. You have a short amount of time to move the reticle around the screen to choose where you want the center of your final smash to be. Obviously, you have to try and hit as many opponents as possible. Once the attack is initiated, Jonno will fire a spiraling ball of light that enlarges to the size of a smart bomb explosion and whirls around in place, dealing constant damage, but no knockback yet, to anyone who stays in the attack. So it's kind of like, again, Palutena's Heavenly Light. You just stay in there and you're taking hits, but you can get out of the area. This one doesn't keep you trapped in there. When the attack is about to end, the light will explode into a flash, dealing extra damage and high knockback to anyone who is still in its blast radius and was dumb enough to not escape. Now for our extra skill. This is where we have Jonno Boost. Jonno Boost in Mario RPG can raise your attack and defense stats of a character, so we have a bit of a buffing mechanic here for Jonno as well. By tapping this button, Gino will raise his hands to the air as a series of red arrows begin to surround him and fly up to just slightly above him before disappearing as they give him the strength for a boosting power-up. Contrary to Mario RPG, where Gino Boost would boost the attack defense of a character, in Smash it only powers up the very next single use of one of his 4 special moves. It's not a boost on attack strength, but more of an addition into how the attack works. If you use Geno Beam under the influence of Geno Boost, then once you use the Geno move attack at whatever charge strength, Geno will immediately use the attack a second time with very little time in between at the exact same charge strength that he used the attack the first time around. So you do a fully charged hit, once it fades out, it's an immediate second fully charged hit. Pretty fucking good.
Wow. Yeah.
If you use Geno Whirl under Geno Boost, then instead of throwing just 1 disc of energy, you will actually throw 3, and they spread out into a spreading pattern. The other 2 being the typical spread that goes through things. This also allows the main energy disc to hit through enemies at multiple locations. So the main disc will have multiple hitboxes as well. The other 2 are just standard one-shots. Geno Rocket, when it's been boosted, you will be able to have full control over the direction the rocket flies, unrestricted. So if you want to go up, down, left, right, fuck it. You can. And then with Geno Blast, the damage of each individual blast of light is increased, and the damage raised to the attack is increased to the full size of Palutena's Deafening Light. That's not each individual blast, it's just the range that they can appear in. And then our costumes for Geno. Obviously, we got colors of Mario, Mallow, Bowser, and Peach as the other main playable characters in Mario RPG, but also Croco for, some nice purple, Smithy for some gray, and then to throw back to the Final Fantasy roots of the game, costumes based off of the White Mage, Black Mage, and Red Mage. And I mean, Geno's costume already is very Black Mage, so, it does make sense. And then his home stage is the Forest Maze, because, it's either going to be that or the Star Road.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, I can't believe we're finally here with the remake of Super Mario RPG almost being out.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna be streaming it right away.
That's excellent. I'm gonna be playing it right away. I'll catch in on a couple of your streams too. I know I did Master Doom, and then you did what before Geno? It was a Master Doom. And
I did Forest Maze.
That's right. So yeah, three Smashtopias of fun, and now it's finally here. The Geno boost is really inspired. That's a great use of the extra skill. Geno Rocket works well as an improvisation. It almost sounds something something that's canon. I mean, it would be appropriate.
I mean, if he can turn himself into a cannon, he can turn himself into a rocket. Why not?
Absolutely. And there's no not. Yeah, exactly. It's all great. I mean, this is how I would expect Geno to play, more or less, in proper Smash. And I welcome it. And I welcome his probability being much greater than it was a year ago, before Super Mario RPG was revealed to be getting a remake. Or honestly, several months ago, even. A few months ago.
Very likely. I don't know if he's very likely, but his odds are definitely better. Way better than they ever have been.
Yeah, they Geno-ed it up there.
Yeah.
Which is a nice feeling to have. I mean, who fucking knew this was ever going to happen? Not me.
The funny thing is that there were signs. There were actually signs. We just dismissed this as like, it's not going to happen. They won't give us something we want. And then, oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there were leaks even in the last couple days. I still didn't believe it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the 1,000-Year Door revealed after that, getting a remake as well.
Yeah, I'm less surprised by a 1,000-Year Door remake than I am by an RPG remake. What I'm surprised by is that it's so soon after Mario RPG remake. That's what shocked me. It's like, whoa, what happened to the Nintendo that said, oh, well, we don't need 2 RPG franchises with Mario and Luigi and Paper Mario, so we'll make Paper Mario less RPG. Oh, people didn't like that. Too late. Oh, Mario and Luigi just died. Oh, rip. like, thanks. Thanks,
Yep.
Nintendo. But
Yep.
then Mario RPG and
And now we're
Mario
getting our
remake, I'm just
Partners
like,
in
thanks,
Time
Nintendo.
remake too.
Oh man, please, like
Mm-hmm.
that. I don't know why people didn't like that one as much. I loved Partners in Time. Bowser's Inside Story was
Oh,
better,
me too.
but Partners in Time was
Mm-hmm.
amazing. I liked it a lot more than Superstar. Superstar is
And
still
we
good,
didn't.
but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
now the ones after Bowser's Inside Story.
Yeah. Meh.
I didn't
Meh.
dislike Dream Team, but the gyro battles. Listen, my DS literally would not. They wouldn't work on my DS, so I could not win the game, and I was upset.
What? Oh, but what about Paper Jam?
Didn't even buy it. After Sticker Star, I was
Nope,
like,
me either.
"Go fuck yourself."
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, that tracks. Then they did a couple of remakes, and Partners in Time was oddly not one of them. And then they went
Yeah,
bankrupt.
especially considering Inside Story was already on DS, and they were being remade for 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, but Superstar Saga and actually, I guess Partners in Time was DS as well, but
Mm-hmm.
still, it's like, why are we skipping one? That's so weird.
Yeah.
Like, I
was
understand why
very
they're
odd.
skipping the paper. I understand why they're skipping Paper Mario 64 because it's available on the Nintendo Switch Online. So I get that,
Mm-hmm.
but
We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm happy. I'm very happy with what we're getting.
yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
it's time to move on.
Oh,
Now-
buddy.
We make Smashtopia character movesets here,
We
and
do.
something we've avoided doing so far. Like we've done a lot of like new franchises to Smash and like new Mario characters, new Zelda characters. We've done all that. We haven't really done a second character for any third-party franchise that has already been smashed, with sole exception to when I did Mega Man.exe for our solo episode for the finale. Doesn't really count though for doing a Smashtopia together. And now we're finally here to do one. And you already know from the title of the video or podcast, wherever you're listening to this, that who this is going to be. If you know who that character is, actually, you might not. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
From a franchise near and dear to Jonno's heart, that I only recently watched the entire thing of in the last year at some point.
Hundreds of hours of cutscenes later.
Oh my god. Not as bad when you're just watching it and you're not playing it, having to deal with the cutscenes though. So
Oh,
you know,
sure.
I win in that respect.
Mhm.
But from Metal Gear Solid,
Oh, buddy.
Psycho Mantis. Psychokinetic
We're finally
Soldier
here.
Extreme. We talked about, like, you know, obviously we wanted to do a Metal Gear character. We were just like, who would you do? Because like Big Boss or Raiden make the most sense. But we were just like, yeah, but they make the most sense. Who else could we do that's fun? I mean, sure, there's also Liquid Snake, which is like, yeah, Psycho Mantis? There's a really crazy character. Like, his boss fight, honestly, just like, the fight itself isn't a whole lot. It's more of what you have to do with the fight and the whole presentation of it. That's the fun bits of it. The fight itself is honestly whatever. But the character is where the fun is here. And we're just like, we could probably make something fun with Psycho Mantis.
Yeah.
So why not? We're here.
Good old
this.
Traited Trevenok. What a guy.
I can't speak Russian, so yes. That is the name that he went by in Metal Gear Solid 5. Because, spoiler alert, he's in Metal Gear Solid 5. And
He is.
technically 4. Technically. More, it's a bit of a cameo, really.
Right.
Oh,
And I am happy
Metal Gear
we're
Solid
here.
2 is really the only one that does
what a
not have a
thing. You know,
psychic character.
Yeah. 5 seasons in, and we're like, let's do a Psycho Mantis moveset. Like, why not? Like, we're here. Yeah.
I mean, not every character
It's
that we've done a
interesting.
moveset for has been like a serious character choice. I mean, hello,
Mhm.
Uchi.
I love Poochie. What a cute person.
I mean, I'm not
Dog.
saying Poochie's not a great dog, but if we can do a
Mhm.
Koji moveset, Psycho Mantis isn't that
Oh,
far
totally,
fetched.
totally. A psychokinetic extreme. I mean, you dive into telekinesis and psychic powers. And it's such a broad concept, right? Because yes, the boss fight isn't much in itself. There's a few moves there. So what do you do with it? We're going to
Yeah.
get into that now.
Right
Yeah.
now with the entrance animation.
Okay. Me or you?
Okay. So I had that second match is going
You.
to
Okay.
slowly fade in from an invisibility standpoint. He's going to be like fading in like in a kind of like a wavy pattern, like not like TV line static, but like he doesn't just like appear. It's just kind of distorted,
What? As he does, as he does in Metal Gear.
pretty much.
I have the same thing, just written differently. Psycho Mantis appears in a sudden shift of telekinetic energy. Did not get into like what it looked like, but that's what it looks like.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
Your description is
Let's
probably
do
more
it.
description. We'll just add the word wavy in there.
Psycho Mantis appears in a sudden shift of wavy telekinetic energy.
There we go.
Like Lay's chips, wavy edition.
Yes.
Wavy Lays. Wavy
Yes.
chips.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We get it. We're moving on to the Kirby hat now, which is Psycho Mantis' gas mask from Metal Gear Solid 1.
Yeah. I have it with a lot of like Italian gestures. Kirby wears the Gasamaska.
Nope.
That's what I wrote down.
Nope.
Yeah.
So, no, Psycho Mantis is not being voiced by Charles Martinet.
Neither's Mario these days.
Nope. It's a real wonder.
Whoops. I'll let that lay right there.
Is it wavy?
Wavy wonders. Yep.
All right. Easy stuff. Taunt time. Oh. God. This, honestly, our moves, I don't expect our moves to be that interesting tonight, or at least don't expect mine to be. But the taunts, I think, are where the fun is for Psycho Mantis. Taunts and victory poses.
You know what? With my moveset, I almost feel the opposite way. So it'll be interesting to see how this...
I was thinking, like, you're probably going to be more interesting moveset-wise than I am for this one.
We'll see where it goes.
We will.
It'll be interesting. Yeah.
So for my first taunt... Get ready for the words. Psycho Mantis will face towards the screen and tilt his head a little as he searches for the save data on your console. After a quick moment, Psycho Mantis will say one of several possible lines referencing your save data. These lines include, but are not limited to, I see you've been playing a lot of Xenoblade Chronicles recently. Excellent choice. I'm disappointed. You haven't played Metal Gear? I highly recommend it. I see you're subscribed to Nintendo Switch Online. Good. Have you considered getting the expansion pack? Whoa. You've put over 1,000 hours into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? You must really like this game. Oh. So your password is beep. I'll remember that.
The last one is what killed me. What the hell?
Beat
That's
that,
great.
motherfucker. Beat that.
Yeah. So that's taunt or victory pose. That's something akin to that had to be in here. That was the one thing we all knew we were leading into that.
Yes.
We all knew it.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting the quotes and the accent, but those were great. That added a lot to it.
I don't know how close it was, but that's how I would do a Psycho Mantis voice, more or less.
I mean, yeah, it's good.
Just give me a gas mask voice. What are the fuck the voice alteration programs are called?
I'll have to call Waluigi and see what he would think about gas mask voice for himself.
Hmm.
We talked about it, he and I. Um, yeah. So spoilers for me. We'll get there in the victory post.
Okay.
Here,
I disagree, but
here.
okay.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. We'll get there. Psycho Mantis cocks his head while saying one of several vocal lines related to one of the characters that he's fighting. So similar idea, just a little separate approach. Um, for instance, he would tell Kratos, "You, how did you do it? You are a highly skilled warrior, well suited to this smash mission."
Okay. Okay.
Whereas he might tell Sheik that she is methodical, or Slippy that he is careless and stupid. So I just didn't design one for every character, but as like a catch-all to the character's archetype.
Okay.
So yeah, which is a callback to Metal Gear Solid 2 as well, where he refers to your game data as opposed to like your entire save data, and depending on how you've approached playing the game that far, he'll call you a skilled warrior or clumsy or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah,
Or
bada bing,
wow,
bada boom.
you've only saved three. You've saved less than 3 times. Holy shit, you're risky.
Yeah, right. Yes. Okay.
All right. So for my second time, Subcommit will face towards the screen and wave out an arm towards the player as he says, "Feel my power." When Subcommit does this, the player's controller will rumble at Subcommit's command.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Um. All right. Psycho Mantis turns towards the screen and says to the player, "Great job you're doing playing as me."
Shit.
While waving.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my third taunt goes back to Metal Gear Solid 5 for this one.
Mm-hmm. Sweet.
Because I envisioned that for our for Psycho, it's the Metal Gear Solid 1 design, not the Metal Gear Solid 5 design, not even alt of it. And here's why.
I was feeling the same.
Psycho
Mm-hmm.
Mantis will breathe heavily as he rapidly changes his face, not his face, but like the top of his head, referencing those he was connected to in the past. This will start out with Psycho Mantis having short, tousled red hair on top of his head, and then having his head covered in flames, then having Venom Snake shrapnel horns sticking out of his head, followed by Skullface's dominant mask, and finally with Eli's red beret on top of his head, before finally returning back to his normal, bald self.
Sweet. That's awesome. That was really good. Yeah, I also agree. I mean, just for other reasons like stature and like not being as iconic of a design, just focus in on his primary
Yeah.
for the costumes and the character design. But yeah, that was great. For mine, I didn't come up with that. This is out of left field though. Psycho Mantis, he's floating in place, as he does. Before he starts to perform a shuffle in midair, shifting his arms back and forth in a dance like this.
Okay. I was going to say, you're giving us a demonstration.
Yeah. Oh, I can't float, but
Pathetic.
yet anyway.
Okay. That looks suspiciously close to the Fortnite dance, but okay. Why doesn't it just be he floats and does Thriller? That would be better.
Could be anything you want it to be, because whatever dance he's feeling in his heart, yeah, let's do it.
If we do that one, I'm changing it to...
Psycho Mantis twerks.
If we do that one, I'm changing it to being he floats and does Thriller, because fuck you.
You mean the moonwalk, or
Yeah, that part. That's what I mean.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know music very well, but you got what I meant. I knew what I meant. I just didn't know the word.
No, I get it, because this is Thriller.
Yeah.
Thriller, yeah.
So victory poses. Yeah. All right. So,
Yes.
our first one for me, a translucent image will flash with Psychomantis' face super close to the camera before it flashes away. Psychomantis will be heard cackling somewhere off in the background, unseen.
Nice. Okay, my first one. Psycho Mantis flashes awfully close to the camera. Okay, but the rest is different. So close that you can see his eyes through his gas mask as he moves the camera around with his telekinesis in this dynamic shot. So it's like moving back and forth with his face as he ponders the player's save data while saying one of several unique lines, such as, so you like Miyamoto's works? Or, I see you like playing Splatoon 3. Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Were those only your two examples, or?
Oh, yeah, I didn't come up with a smorgasbord, but luckily you did, so...
I only came up with 5. I wanted to I figured with it's like, okay, he could say, oh, you have 1,000 hours in some other game. You can mention that as well. But it's like I only have one example of that type. But if he's got 1,000 hours in F-Zero 99, yeah, he might comment on that.
No, I see Waluigi is your character of choice. Great taste.
I feel like Sycomus was like Mewtwo more, but okay.
Yeah.
So for my second victory pose, Psychomantis will float through the floor and into the center of the camera before bursting into flames. After a moment, the flames will subside, but Psychomantis will continue to stare menacingly towards the player, unspeaking, just heavy breathing.
Nice. Psychomantis floats in from above while a ferocious fire begins to burn from behind him.
How? How are we doing this? Alright, so for my third one. The victory screen will shake violently. Well, maybe not violently. That's because, that would fuck with people's eyes. And we don't want to do that. Anyways, as Psychomantis warps from one part of the screen... What are you doing?
What am I doing? What?
It sounded like a storm was coming through.
Could have been. I didn't hear anything.
We did. Anyways,
Weird.
The victory screen will shake as Psychomantis warps from one part of the screen to another several times in succession before he finally stops in the center of the screen and spins through the air as the shaking camera slows down and stops.
Nice. Okay, so we did not have any crossover with that one. So for me, Psychomantis suddenly disappears as the screen fades to black. Oh wait, we did. But once he disappears and the screen fades to black, the CRTV lines will appear over the screen, and in the top right corner, word will appear, such as "I won" or "Smash Brothers" or "Hideo" or "Sakurai." There you go.
So I have that in my final smash. I had a feeling you were going to bring it up in victory pose. It was like, he's probably going to do the Hideo.
My final smash is extremely different. It's very, yeah. Okay.
I haven't said what mine is.
Oh, me either. Just that it doesn't include it.
All right, so what are we doing here?
Oh.
So I'm gonna say straight up,
crossover.
I think the talking about save data works better as a taunt than does a victory animation easily.
Yeah, that's fair. Yep. No argument. And it's fast tracked because, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, and because you had a little quote in there, I can add a 6th example, and it's gonna be, "Oh, I see you're a big fan of the works of the great Hideki Kamiya." Because I want to say somebody that's not Nintendo. So
Mm-hmm.
he
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
Oh my gosh.
Even though he can't work in the gaming industry for a year now. But, you know.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. What a guy. What a character would be more precise. Mm-hmm.
Don't get us blocked on Twitter.
Twitter's irrelevant.
That's true.
So it's fine. Don't
It's all
you
about
mean
threads
X?
now, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh no. Also no. That
Also,
never
no.
took off. Oh my god. I wish it did, but it's just worse Twitter. Anyway.
Every Twitter
and
clone
it's
is
not.
worse Twitter.
Yep, also true. Oh, you just reminded me to check out Blue Sky later. That's also going to be worse Twitter. Anyway. Plus it's not like Zuckerberg is the paragon
Okay,
of like
moving
what you want to
on.
be. No, it's what Psycho Mantis would say too. Oh, I see you've
What-
been on Facebook on Switch.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Taunts and victory poses.
Mm-hmm.
What else
Well,
do
we
we like?
fast-tracked one thing. Let's see. On my end, the great job playing as me. I think that's strong, and I think the dance is weak.
Honestly, I think it's a potential victory pose or a potential taunt. I think that one could go either or. I'm just not sure where it would land compared to everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Dance is weak, but so is mine, where he has his face change.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a good reference, but it doesn't really do a whole lot besides that.
Mm-hmm. True. Yeah, the dance is totally out of left field, totally irreverent, not very indicative of the character. Psycho Mantis may actually shift his face around to screw with somebody's head. Maybe.
I mean, it's really just like he wears something on his head or his head becomes fire.
Hmm. Gotcha. Okay.
You know, he still has to wear the
was...
gas mask.
Mm-hmm. True. What were the other taunts you had?
The rumble.
Oh, that's right. That's great. The Rumble's awesome.
Yeah.
That was great.
Dance could also be a victory pose.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to jump to victory poses?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, we have the fire one, which is almost virtually the same. It's virtually the same,
Not
besides
really.
where he floats in from.
Not really.
He bursts into flames. Yours.
Yeah, mine bursts in flames. Yours is just fire in the background, which is basically a stepper off.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, so you have that bursting into flames, which I think is a more interesting option, honestly.
It more references the I can't remember what's he called. Is he actually called Burning Man, or what was he called in that one?
No, that was Volgan.
Man on Fire. Man on Fire.
Mm-hmm.
That's the name I was looking for.
Mm-hmm. Psycho Mantis creates the Man on Fire.
Yes.
But let's see here. Then I have the TV, which apparently is going to be used in your Final Smash, in some way or another. And mentioning someone else's works, like other quotes and whatnot. So that's something that could be absorbed into the taunt.
Yep. And will be.
So really, what were your victory poses? And then
I had where he, there's a translucent image of his face, super close up, then it fades away, and you just hear cackling in the background with no sign of Psycho Mantis.
Mm-hmm. And then, was there another one?
Yeah, he floats up through the floor, the fire bursts out, and the third one is he rapid warps to different spots, stops in the middle, kind of just like does a slow spin as the camera stops shaking.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so we effectively have what, 5 options then?
Yeah, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically 7.
Yeah, if you include the variations of mine, I guess you're saying.
No,
right?
I'm including your taunts.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Okay. So what do you feel about all this?
I like the fire because I mean he does have fire attacks in solid, but it also
Hmm.
I like it as a reference to what he's doing in 5. So I like the fire one.
Yeah, me
I
too.
also like. I think the several warping one is on the weaker side. I like him appearing and then disappearing, but it does honestly feel weird not the character on the screen during the
Hmm.
thing.
Sure. I agree that
But
the bursting in flames is a fast track for the victory pose.
yeah,
Hmm.
what was your third one again? Oh wait, no, that's where you went with Hideo, right?
Yeah, 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 and that's going to be an issue if it's in the final smash. Hmm.
Tell me the animation you have for your playing as Metont again.
Oh, he just turns towards the camera and waves because it was a taunt, so I kept it simple.
What if here's a thing I'm gonna throw out here. What if we start out with mine of where the translucent image flashing from the camera, super close, and then it fades out, and then you just he appears in the middle of the screen and kind of like does the pose of like in his official art with his arms out, and he says the quote about I don't remember the exact quote, maybe something like uh, "You only won because you chose me" or something to that effect.
Yeah, okay. That's good. That's awesome. That's
Okay.
great. Let's do it.
All right, blending of those two things. And then,
Oh, the taunt. Absolutely, the rumble should be in there too.
yeah, I fast tracked that. Fuck off.
No.
You kidding me?
Okay.
Please. And then our other options. Taunt wise, it's either the changing his face shit, it's um, the dance.
Hmm.
I forgot what your other ones were.
They were just variations on the quote, so I mean, those are all being tossed into your
Your
quote one that we're
taunts.
using.
Your
Hmm.
taunts.
Hmm. It was the playing as me one.
Mm-hmm.
It was the dance, and it was him cocking his head and saying one of multiple lines. So it's
Oh,
the same.
shit. Yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
Shit. Do we want to move your dance to the third victory pose and have the changing his face thing be the third taunt?
Hey, it sounds like that's where we're at.
That sounds
Let's.
like what would make the most sense with how things are
Hmm.
currently laid out.
Hmm. I think so, and if we do think of something stronger, we can swap it in later.
He pole dances.
Palatina, move aside.
Eee.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we did that. Are you ready for the part that you're most excited about?
The tickling part.
Yes,
You get to tickle Psycho Mantis.
the tickle machine.
Perfect. Yes, I'm ready.
All right, so I guess I'll go first because my moves are on the overhaul much more simple than I'm sure yours are going to be, so they'll be less exciting.
No, let me see. Okay, let's see.
So my standard special is called Psychokinetic Display, which is more interesting than what the name might imply. Tapping the special button will cause Psycho Mantis to gather a group of knives with his psychic powers in front of him, and he'll fling them forwards with his telekinesis. You know, but basically, going to be like one big old chunk of knives as one projectile that they do a hit,
Hmm.
and then they're done. If you hold
Yeah.
down the button, however, instead of knives, he'll gather forth a whole bunch of guns.
Oh, nice.
More or less, it's the same kind of a deal, but the guns will fire out bullets much faster than the knives will move. Uh, Strangely, they do less damage, but that's balancing. But it's a damn near instant fire hit in a straight line forward.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Well, it's a fun move. It's interesting that you're using guns and knives. It's a change up.
Yep.
It's better. It's better than Mewtwo Shadow Ball clone.
There were several times I had an idea for an attack. It's like, fuck, that's Mewtwo. Shit.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I was
I
like,
guess
oh,
speaking
I
of
can make
which,
a fighter move away. Nope, Mewtwo. Damn it. I could stun them. Nope, Mewtwo. God damn it.
yep. 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 Fair. My first one, my standard special is Psycho Force. So, Psycho Mantis holds a hand out in front of himself and balances a ball of psychic energy on it that gradually grows the longer the special button is held. Eventually, it hits its apex and sits in place until the button is released. It moves differently than Mewtwo's, and in fact can change its trajectory with every separate go. So, say the first time you shoot it out, and it's a straight shot forward. This maybe if you use it another time, the ball will instead bobble or weave up and down at a greater or maybe lesser degree as it moves forward. Other times, perhaps, it will move in a horizontal spiral while also moving ahead, or even as sporadically as tracing the Foxhound logo as it goes along on its path. So it's very, very unpredictable in the
So,
way that it travels.
so what I understand here is we have Shadow Ball, but every time we use it, its flight path is going to be different.
Yes, it is confident at moving faster and hitting harder, regardless of the pattern, the longer that it's charged. And upon impact, it may potentially change its element from a telekinetic attack to perhaps a burst of flame or electricity, or maybe even transforming into a metal ball. The end.
I'm very confused. Okay.
Yep.
My side special is telekinetic toss. This is probably more what you were expecting Psychokinetic display to be, because Psychokinetic will toss forward using its telekinesis one random object. The damage, knockback, and arc of this toss will vary depending on the size of the object. Larger objects will deal more damage but travel less distance before falling. Some objects that could be tossed will include chairs, books, a desk, and even a signed photograph of Kojima.
Nice. Nice.
In like a frame. It's a framed photograph.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like
Gotcha.
you would put on your work office. You put a picture of your family, except it's a picture of Kojima
Mm-hmm.
that you stare at fondly every night,
Absolutely.
like the picture
Absolutely.
that Wolverine has in that one picture.
That he does. Like Hideo has in his office with Norman Reedus.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shit. I was like, yeah, that's a great move.
Thank you.
Totally forgetting that it's my turn.
It is your turn.
It's my turn. Okay, so my side special is Psycho Drain.
No, go on.
Psycho Mantis. What happened?
No, go on. I have something to bring up after.
Okay. Psycho Mantis holds his hands out and shoots an almost invisible telekinetic pulse out in front of him, capable of capturing one opponent in his grasp of it. If they are caught, they'll be suspended in midair, while Psycho Mantis is able to drain their essence, essentially drawing a few percentage points of damage from them at a time to restore his own health, equivalent to what he's taking away. He can also use this move on a healthy opponent to cure any status effects that may be inflicted upon him. Pushing the directional stick in any direction while using this move will have Mantis engage in a unique throw animation while dispersing of his foe, so separate from his grab and throws.
It's a long-range invisible command grab.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
I have an idea for a new victory pose. It's
Oh,
the
dare you?
it's the Wolverine meme with the photograph, but he's floating in midair, lying down, looking at a signed picture of Kojima. It's like, I miss you. Please come back. Please make a new Metal Gear. Save us from Survive.
Oh my word. Oh my word. Okay.
And then the dance can
Swap
go
that
back
guy
to,
in there.
and then the dance can go back to being a taunt. And we lose the face
Whatever feels
changing.
zesty.
This feels
Okay.
zesty.
Do it.
I'm going
There you
to.
go. Will the framed Hideo picture also appear in this your side special then?
If we use the side special, sure.
Okay. Gotcha.
My
Moving
special,
on.
my special called Fade Away. It's not very interesting. Select commands will disappear from view and reappear in another direction. It's a teleport, but there's no damage or knockback involved with it. It's just fade out, fade in.
Gotcha. Well, hey, that's something he does quite
And
a
he
bit.
could choose to not move, and he could fake them out. Like, oh, you
Mhm.
thought I was gonna go? I stayed where I was, dumbass.
Yep. Yeah. Take that, Mewtwo.
Yeah, bitch.
Bitch. Nice. My up special is called Psycho Shift. Psycho Mantis shifts in the direction that the control stick is being held with such magnificent psychokinetic speed that you can't quite track his movement. Ergo, it's your up special. However, the move takes a little more detail. The move takes him about as high as 3/4 of a dolphin slash, but can be used up to 3 times in great succession. And looks cool.
Okay. All right. My down special is called Psychic Shade. It's also not that interesting. This is a melee counter move. Wait, what? A counter for Psycho Mantis? I know.
Fuck.
I know.
Is it?
So Psycho Mantis will appear to take a hit before laughing as he vanishes and reappears on the other side of his attacker. Oh, did they just hit his psychic after image? Oops, dumbass. So Psycho Mantis will then reappear on the opposite side of the opponent, having taken no damage at all from the attack, and then he will strike back with a blast of psychic energy from behind that launches them back.
That's a great animation. That's a great animation.
So it's like you're on the edge. You're on the edge of a stage. Ike comes up for his down smash. You warp to the side. You push him off the edge.
Yeah, that's great. No, that's a lot more interesting than Ike's counter. Speaking of, or Marth's counter or Shulk's, so it comes across well.
At least Shulk's has that slowdown effect.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but Psycho Mantis is just a cool person.
Yes.
In a game, anyway. In real life, it'd be scary. My down special is called Psycho Shield. Psycho Mantis lifts both of his arms outwards and lifts slightly off of the ground, while a telepathic field circularly envelopes him. This looks less like Nestor Lucas's PK shield and more like something that you just see the outline of. So there's like a translucent blue outline surrounding him, but you don't get all of that extra stuff.
Gotcha. We're not obscuring Psycho Mantis, we're just seeing a barrier.
Right. And anything within the boundaries of this barrier is lifted towards Psycho Mantis like a magnetic field. If there are enough objects, items, or even other players surrounding Psycho Mantis while this barrier is up, they will effectively form a physical shield entirely around him. At the very least, it's an effective way of drawing items and foes in, including the Smash Ball. He will struggle the most with heavier objects or fighters who attempt to resist his will. So the player playing a Psycho Mantis will have to double down on holding the control inputs and maneuvering them around to keep fighters in place, per se. That's the move.
There's one thing I want to check on. Let me do a small research on something. Okay, it does not say. I was trying to find out if Rosalina's gravitational pull can affect the smash ball or not, but I'm
Oh,
not
gotcha.
seeing any. But I'm not. I did not see it listed on the page.
Hmm.
Because if it doesn't, then I don't think Psycho Mantis should be able to either.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, we could just not mention it.
Yeah, I would just not mention it.
Hmm.
That because
Um.
there are some things it's like, yeah, that's kind of a powerful item.
Hmm. Yeah. So there it is, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Final smash time.
Final Smash time. Uh, so mine is called Trauma of the Third Child. Because that's what his name and I almost said Resident Evil 5. That's what his name in Metal Gear Solid 5 translates to, the third child. So,
Hmm.
Psycho Mantis will float up slightly in the air as he curls in on himself, trying to contain a vast amount of psychic energy. Psycho Mantis will fail, however, as the energy leaks out slowly at first, before it explodes out from Psycho Mantis and hits everyone on the screen. This is not a cinematic cutscene. The screen will then
Nice.
cut to black, as if the channel had been changed, and the word Hideo appears in the upper right hand corner, much like during Second Mantis' boss fight at Metal Gear Solid. The screen will stay like this for a few seconds as screams from the opposing fighters are heard. The screen will then cut back to the match with all the opposing fighters in a dazed like trance, wherever they were prior to the final smash beginning. One by one, each fighter will succumb and be sent blasting off into random directions of the stage, their mind tortured beyond all belief.
That's excellent. That's the jour de culture, if you will, of your moveset. That's very good.
I originally was
Okay.
going to do a cinematic version of it, but it's like, you know what? I think I can get something that's not technically cinematic here. Let's do it.
Hmm. That's great. I mean, I appreciate that. I try to do that with my final smashes too, and this, at least in
So
Smashtopia episodes.
sometimes it
Yeah.
just makes too much sense to go cinematic.
Hmm.
Even though there are so many,
Right.
some things just work better that way.
Right. Right. I think my predilection against them tends to be because Ultimate went so hard in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that being said, there are some good cinematic final smashes. Um, yeah. So my final smash is called Mantis Eclipse. Psycho Mantis floats up into the air with both arms raised out, wordlessly summoning a large telekinetic portal both above and below him, as well as on either side of him. So essentially, in almost like a cross shaped thing, but without,
I was gonna say
that's
a
just where they're
box.
positioned, like a box, like a box. So on either, these are on either side of the stage. The portals begin vacuuming foes in towards them with pretty significant intensity as the next step of the final smash commences. Suddenly, a huge object will come barreling out of one portal and go into the other, critically damaging anyone caught in its path. This could be anything like a shipping container, or a truck, a train, a small house, or
A
parts of the
signed photograph of
Sahelanthropus.
Kojima.
A signed photograph of Kojima, poster size, yes. The object moves either vertically or horizontally, and will move faster and faster the more rotations that it has, dealing more damage with each consecutive rotation until it catches fire and is crumpled into bits by Psycho Mantis.
Now you're playing
Which
with
I think
portals.
is, yeah, which I think is a really interesting final smash. But spoiler alert, yours is better.
Oh,
Yeah, I enjoy yours quite a bit.
is that because of Hideo?
Yeah, yeah, basically yes. I mean, it plays into such a strong part of the character. Yeah.
I tried to represent as much of that as much of the weird shit from his boss fight as I could.
Hmm.
The only thing I really don't
Mine, I
have
mean,
is
yeah.
his actual psychic. No, I guess the psychic blast I have in his sights as the down special technically. So yeah, I guess all of it's there.
Hmm.
Well, that's not true.
Yeah.
Extra skill.
Hmm. Right. Right.
Mind control.
Oh, nice.
Now, how did I make this work? I gotta tell you, it might be OP.
Okay.
It might be too much. Because you hear mind control, you either have to go super weak or you go super strong. And Mewtwo already took the super weak variant I was gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker. But, here's what I got. Succumitsu will reach out with one hand and squeeze the air as he seeks to control an opponent. Succumitsu's target must be within arm's reach or this will fail. While Succumitsu is tapped into another fighter's mind, he can implant... Odd sounds are happening.
What's happening?
Like your breathing was like a million loud.
That is so strange.
I don't know what's going on.
on.
I don't know, but it's weird. I'm gonna blame Psycho Mantis. While Psychomantis is tapped into another fighter's mind, he can implant a very simple instruction, such as move left, crouch, taunt, or shield, and the fighter will be forced to perform that action for a set time. The more damage the fighter has taken, the longer they will be under Psychomantis' control, with this control capping out at 2.5 seconds, which might be way too long. Psychomantis must wait 15 seconds after a successful use of mind control before he can use this extra skill again, and that might be way too short. Because this is potentially, walk off the edge of a stage and you can't recover. It might be too much. It honestly might be. But I didn't know what else to do, and I wanted to try and represent it.
It's a great idea. I do agree. Maybe the execution can be workshopped because it is OP. But I mean the thought process is solid. It's good. So mine is called Psycho Mist.
Okay.
Psycho Mantis summons a telekinetic hallucinogenic cloud around him that obscures his character much like a smoke bomb would. It slowly disperses, potentially spreading about as far as a smoke bomb at its apex before quickly vaporizing. Anyone caught in the mist will be inflicted with a random status effect. Psycho Mist can only be used up to 3 times per stock.
Okay.
Yep. There we go.
All right. Let's get these moves picked. First of all, Psychic Mist. Or Psycho, whatever it was
called.
What about it? That's it.
So we're giving up mind control?
I'm going to give up mind control because I don't want to... That's something that you really have to nail down specifics for. And I don't know how to make it viable without making it be stupid.
You don't want to neuter it too hard either. Yeah, I get you.
I really wanted to have mind control somehow, but Mewtwo already had confusion. It's like, you fucker. Confusion,
that's fair.
Confusion and disable, I could have made mind control work as, but he has both those moves already.
Yeah. And they go together well too. Nice combo potential. Yeah, Psycho Mist. It was kind of my take on trying to do something similar as well. Just a little, trying to find that middle ground is hard, and that's what I came up with.
Right.
Okay. What else?
Well, I think the up special is the next easiest thing to go to because ours are very similar. The differences are with ours is that yours is a fast teleport that you can chain. Mine is it's pretty much I would say mine is probably a slower teleport, honestly, both in the way the animation looks and the travel time. But you can still go a good distance. The interesting thing about mine instead of being able to chain it, you can fake them out and just not move.
That's true. I don't know how many characters. There may be a couple, like Greninja or something, but I don't know. But yeah. Interesting. And with an up special, I don't think there's any.
Not
So,
that I'm aware of, but
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I don't have a hard lean either way, so I think let's go with yours.
okay.
I mean the way you can fake him out is a unique trait. There you go. And overall, I mean, it's a simple move, but it's one that represents the movement of Psycho Mantis in Metal Gear.
Right.
So it's one of those things like, oh, it has to be there,
Yeah.
one variation or another. Yeah. So good. So we have an up, a final, and an extra.
We have a final?
Oh, we didn't get to that point yet. I
No.
kind of just assumed it would be Trauma of the Third Side. We can
Oh,
get there. We
I
can
mean,
get
we
there.
can say it now.
Psycho. I like my Final Smash a lot. It pulls readily from Metal Gear Solid 5, which is where my mind was kind of at the time. With Psycho Mantis throwing around all that shit, including a big rig in the opening sequence of Phantom Pain. But it's like, what? Trauma of the Third Child, your Final Smash, can only really be applied to Psycho Mantis. You can get Psycho Eclipse, my Final Smash, and apply it to at least a couple other characters.
Chell.
It could be Doctor Strange's Final Smash.
Chell from
It could
Portal.
be Shell's Final Smash. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, that's why I lean towards yours, because it's solely unique to Psycho Mantis.
And Hideo.
Yeah. That was the big one. That's the big part, honestly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Beyond that, I remember your down special being the shield. I'm going to need you to give me your descriptions for your stand and your side again because I've lost them.
That's fair. I have your name written down for your side, but I don't remember. The standard was tossing the knives, and you charge it and it turns into guns that shoot around, right?
Yeah, and then the side was tossing random objects.
That's right. So like the standard version of my Final Smash, ironically enough.
Yeah, more or less.
Mm-hmm. Which is cool. So my standard was Psycho Force. It's the ball of psychic energy that can change element upon impact. And with the added bonus of potentially moving in all these different wonky ways. Might be a little much.
There should be one variant where it doesn't move. It just stays there as like a trap.
You know what? That's actually not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. It could be that it moves a certain way all the time that's separate from how Mewtwo's would move, and then there's one where it stays in place, and that's the variant. Makes it simpler.
We're not doing custom moves.
No. It's all within the same move. And then the side was Psycho Drain, where he pulls someone forward, kind of like with your mind control animation, and he let's see, he's draining their essence, so he's healing himself per moment, and can also heal his status effect if the opponent he has trapped and he's sapping the essence from also is not affected with, also does not have a status effect applied. Mm-hmm. It may be that there could be a detriment to the move too, and if he's holding on to an opponent that, say, is poisoned, he might carry their poison. Maybe. And then you can like throw them around. It's a command grab with the added bonus of the status and health stuff. And then yours was the toss and the knives and guns. Cool.
I have something to propose.
Yes. Yes, I say yes.
Well, hang on. Because you might not want to say yes. What if I say my stuff?
So your proposal. No, okay. I get it now.
All right.
I get it now.
Shut the fuck up and let me talk. So here's what I propose. I propose we go with your standard special.
Mm-hmm.
I propose we go with your side special, but I would like to change something about it.
Okay.
I think it should have an element of kind of like Pokemon's synchronized ability.
Mm-hmm.
So, if Psycho Mantis is not currently suffering from some form of status, then he can get some healing. If he is suffering from some kind of status, then what he'll do is he will give the opponent that status as well. So he can give them poison. He can give them mini. He can give them slowdown.
Nice. Could he also give them positive effects like giant, per se?
Honestly, I think it's only
Or
fair.
metal.
I think.
Okay, yeah. That's interesting. Huh.
I'm trying to think about this. I'm trying to balance things out in my mind, make sure things are working right. I part of me is thinking there should be a percentage chance of things happening.
That's fair. 25%, 10%, 5%.
Because here's where my mind is stuck. If there's a percentage chance of him sharing a side effect, like maybe if the opponent, maybe if either of them are under some form of side effect, it balances out and they both get it. So we could kind of like try and take somebody's stats. Obviously, this would not work on Smash Ball power up. This would not work on invincibility. So some things this would not work for, but flower effect, Franklin badge, sure, it can work on those things. If either one of them has it, then they'll both get it. So that means Psychomantis could get an negative effect. He could give a positive one. Maybe doing that instead of the healing. Because I'm trying to figure like the percentage chance of things, but with the healing involved, it's making it messier in my mind. I feel like it's either healing or it's stats effect sharing. What do you think?
The effect sharing is more interesting. Let's go that route.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And healing is difficult to do. Like, so there are a very small amount of moves in Smash that let you heal. Because you can't do it for free. Which this isn't necessarily free, but if you look at Robin's down special where he can heal, it's a melee range attack. Whereas this is much longer. But that's where I'm at.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. And then it's either Psychic Shade or Psychic Shield.
Can you remind me of Psychic Shade again? Like, what did that do?
Yeah, this is a melee range counter.
Oh, it's the counter.
Yeah. You hit me, except, oh, no, that was just my shade, bitch. You didn't hit me. I'm actually over here. Psychic Blast.
Boom. Yeah. Normally I'm averse towards counters, but this one actually works for the character, and it's pretty interesting to think of how it would animate.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be against using it. Which do you feel in your heart? Well, like, where would you want to go with this?
I think
the shield is the one that summons the objects and stuff.
Right. I think it's more easily doable than the shield.
That's fair.
Because shield is both shield is creating a shield, pulling in objects, and potentially using those objects to create a stronger shield.
Right.
Whereas this one is a more standard counter type thing.
Yeah, naturally in any moveset where you have something more like a counter, it flows better into the moveset than something more like technical.
Right.
So are you saying counter?
Yeah.
We can. Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Those are our moves. We've got them.
Sweet. Very nice. So we have Psycho Force, Psycho Drain, Fade Away, Psychic Shade, Trauma of the Third Child, and Psycho Mist.
Yep.
I'm psyched out.
That's unhealthy.
Yeah.
All right, we got a few last things to do here with Psycho Mantis. First of all, unique traits. Do you have anything?
Uh, he floats and stuff, but that's not for that category, so no.
I actually have something. I am
Do
giving
you?
him 2 additional jumps in the air.
Okay,
He's
that
floating.
works. Yes. Yes, do it.
All right, we did it. Uh, alternate costumes, colors,
Yeah,
just
I
color.
couldn't think
Yeah,
of anything. Just the
yeah.
stuff and yes and yeah.
I've got dark blue, dark red, dark green, orange, light pink, purple, gray, white, and camo.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's a military game. Camo makes sense.
it does. I mean, Snake has all sorts of like wacky shit in
Exactly.
camo stuff. So, yeah, there you go.
All right, we got one
Leopard
last.
Psycho Mantis.
Oh, we have one last thing to figure out. What is going to be Psycho Mantis's home stage?
Mm-hmm. What's it going to be indeed?
Well, I don't remember why I wrote this one down, so I'm quickly checking to
Mm-hmm.
see if this has any connection to what game this is in. Because I wrote down Outer Haven, and I don't remember why.
Is it just because it's a major thing?
Yeah. It's literally just because it's a major place. That's it. That's the only reason. It has nothing to do with him. It's just a major Metal Gear location. If I had like Shadow Moses Island is already kind of
Mm-hmm.
taken by Snake, and I thought
Mm-hmm.
about doing the location from Metal Gear Solid 5, but you already made that for Revolver Ocelot, and even then, it would fit better for Venom Snake than it would for Psycho Mantis, anyways. So just like, fuck it, Outer Haven. I don't know. I'm not the Metal Gear
Mm-hmm.
expert here.
So mine, the stage I came up with is a little out of left field. Uh, so you know how I came up with interesting like battle set stages for Martha Nike on the Smashtopia wiki.
Yeah,
It's kind of the same thing here. So referring back to the beginning of Phantom Pain, where you see the Man on Fire and
at the
the third
hospital.
child escaping the hospital. Yeah, hospital extraction. Home stage. I have no idea where. I mean, I know I can make it work. I haven't really thought about it yet. But having that set piece, which is like, it's easy to say it's one of the best parts of the game because the game wasn't fully finished. But yeah, there you go. Explosions and stuff. Fire. Hospital.
Would you would you
Moscow.
would you say that and Mother Base are the only real options from Metal Gear Solid 5?
No, but I also don't know off the top of my head what specifically else there would be.
Because the only thing I remember is the fucking wasteland that you're trying to avoid being
Mm-hmm.
shot by Quiet in.
Yeah.
That's the only other location I remember. And
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty much just the world map.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I mean, Outer Heaven is such a great catch-all, and it should be there. But is it Psycho Mantis's stage, or would it be better for Big Boss or the Boss, or who? It's Metal Gear
Well,
is so strange like that.
maybe
It's hard
not
to.
the boss, because it's going to the Patriots game stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
But
That's
they
true.
could work for Liquid or Raiden or
Dirty Duck.
or Boss, not the boss, Big
Mm-hmm.
Boss. Maybe not Venom.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Venom.
I mean, there are two
Yeah, that'll
different
be the
Mother
day when we get.
Bases.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Could be that Ocelot's stage could change to Metal Gear Solid 3 in the future, and
It's true.
Mother
We don't
Base
necessarily have to
could
worry
be
about that.
Psycho Mantis's. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then again, Outer Heaven and Mother Base are both about as relative to Psycho Mantis as anything.
We can
Yeah.
always do what I've done in the past. I pick a stage, and then later on, I make a new character. It's like, this character should have this stage actually instead. I need to come up with a new idea
Mm-hmm.
for this character I made first.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Precisely. It's hard to pin something down.
Yeah.
We both had our ideas. It's like, either one. But yeah.
Well, let's just write down a hospital extraction then, and you're gonna have to make that stage.
Okay. Don't threaten me with a good time
I am.
or a time that haven't done a lot of submissions this year, so maybe that can make me do it.
You have done 2 this year.
5, 17.
It's definitely not been 17. I'm going to go look.
I think it's been 2.
It's been 7.
Oh, thank you.
You did
Okay.
a Spirit of Van Damme from Xenoblade 2, an assist trophy of Jesus Christ from Xenosaga, an assist trophy of Lance from Xenoblade 3, Suspicious Stew from Minecraft, Moonraker Laser from James Bond, Chicken, Hot Dog, and Lunch Meat Primavera, a real life food monstrosity, and then 50M, the stage from the original Donkey Kong. That is what you have done this year.
What a collection.
What a... Yeah, that's a word.
Let's go through your list now. What have
We
you
don't
done
have
this
the
year?
time. I've done a lot. I have done 6 things every week.
Yep.
All right. Well, with that, we are done with Second Mantis. We've gotten everything done with him. So, congratulations. We've done our first Metal Gear character on the Smashtopia podcast thing. What do you think? Did we do it good?
At the time of recording, you've done 312 submissions this year. Okay, with that being said, yeah, 52 weeks so far times 6, there you go. I thought we did a great job. Overall, it turned out really interesting. This is a character that, like, what the hell are you supposed to do with him? And we figured it out.
Wait, what do you mean time of recording 52 times 6? There's 52 weeks in a year. We haven't gone through the whole year yet, so it's be less than 52.
Oh, shit.
You fucking idiot.
I asked Google how many weeks so far this year, and it said 52.
There are 52 weeks total in a year.
Not correct.
Oh,
yes. So
this
how
is why
many?
you can't trust AI chatbots.
We can actually figure this out because there's only so 52 minus what 10, so 42. You did around 250 to 260 submissions so far, which is quite a few.
Quite a few.
And you'll have hit 312 by the very end.
And that doesn't count
Something to look forward
anything
to
on the podcast with our characters or the items cornucopia.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Precisely. Yeah, great times. Glad we can start things off with a weird one and a really cool and interesting one.
Oh yeah.
And we'll see where the season takes us from here.
Surely they will be more regular than this. Things
we'll
that
see about that.
Are more mainstream and not completely wild off the wall, right? We're not going to have a whole season of what the fucks, are we?
Oh
no!
Yeah!
Oh no! Anyways, so next time it's a Smash or Dash, and we're repeating something that we did with the start out the Smash Dashes last season, where we picked 4 characters to discuss that had all had a game release in that last year for them. So we're doing that again. So the next one is going to be just characters that have either are brand new to existing in the last year, or they've had a new game in their series, or a remake of their game, or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all it is. Pretty simple concept. I kind of like the idea of it, and we'll probably maybe repeat that every season, assuming there are games that we can pull from, and we don't come up with shit. It's like, oh no, there's nothing to do with this. There were no new games that were any good the last year. Oops.
Right.
That'd be.
No, that's not good. That won't happen. That's not going to happen anytime soon.
But we might just get games that are difficult or of characters we've already covered. So who knows?
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
We'll see.
And what a time that'll be. Until then,
don't drink the orange juice.
Exactly.